Thanks for watching.
In this video, you'll learn about a common reaction type called a combustion reaction.
So far, we've seen 4 other reaction types: synthesis, decomposition, single, and double replacement. In this video, we'll take a look at a 5th and final type called a combustion reaction. In combustion reactions, you'll see substances reacting with oxygen or O2, in the process releasing heat and some new oxide products. For some examples, here's H2 reacting with O2 to make water, and Mg reacting with O2 to make MgO. Both of these could be identified as combustion reactions because of the plus O2 in the reactants. If you're doing this in real life, you might also see or feel heat being released. Here's some hydrogen gas in bubbles. When they pop, you clearly see some flame. If you were near this, you would feel the heat that's being released, as well as light in the form of the fire itself. You might also notice that these two reactions, while they are combustions, would also count as synthesis reactions, our first reaction type, because both are two elements, hydrogen and oxygen, combining and coming together to make one new product, H2O, or MgO in the case of magnesium combusting. So you might see some overlap between these two reaction types. With combustion reactions, it's also pretty common to see a combustion involving compounds known as hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are easy to identify because they're composed of just that, carbon and hydrogen mostly. For example, CH4, like in natural gas, C3H8 in propane, or C8H18 in gasoline. All of these substances are made of only hydrogen and carbon, and hence are called hydrocarbons. Now this is important because when hydrocarbons combust, we'll always get the same two products. Those products are going to be CO2, carbon dioxide, and water, H2O. The general formula for this will be CXHY, so this could be any hydrocarbon reacting with O2 because it is a combustion. Notice the products are CO2 and H2O. The products will always be CO2 and H2O no matter what type of hydrocarbon is combusting. Here's 3 examples using this general formula. We've got our 3 hydrocarbon examples: methane, propane, and octane. All will combust, so all would be plus O2. Notice the products, CO2 and H2O, CO2 and H2O, and CO2 and H2O, because no matter what hydrocarbon is combusting, you'll always get CO2 and H2O. Also, along with your typical telltale signs of light and heat. Here we've got propane in a propane grill catching fire, producing, of course, light and heat. Knowing this general formula makes predicting the products of combustion reactions pretty simple. Here, I've got a different hydrocarbon, C4H10. I know it's combustion because it's reacting with O2. Any hydrocarbon that combusts will produce the same two products, CO2 and H2O, every single time. Even if you see a larger hydrocarbon like C6H14, same two products of CO2 and H2O every single time. That concludes this video on combustion reactions. Here's a brief summary.